Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Engine House. I am your host, of course, Candy Dancer, and this is Shop Kitty, right here on cue. Last video, I showed you some bottle brush trees in the background, and they're still here. And I was giving Bruce, Jersey Highlands Bruce is his YouTube channel, had a video on how to take bottle brush trees and make them into better looking, more natural, I guess, pine trees. So I'm going to show you, and I'm not taking credit for it. It's his idea. I'm just showing you what I did and how it turned out. So if you're, wondering, you can see, and then of course you can check out his video. As usual, I'll put a link in the description down there. But anyway, we take one of these. This is a holiday bottle brush tree. This one does not have a lot of the snow flocking on it, but it does have some. And as you can see, I have all different sizes because, of course, pine trees come in all different sizes. This is one of the larger ones here. And I am turning them into something a little more like that. Looks a little more natural to me anyway. Looks quite a bit better than this, don't you think? Now, I currently have one of these large ones upstairs soaking in warm water to take a lot of this off, the flocking off. So once I get that off, I'll be back down here to show you how to do it. There's some spray painting involved. And as we go, I'll explain. Bruce uses some of the commercial ground cover flocking. And of course, I use sawdust. And honestly, it comes out looking pretty much like his trees do. So I'm going to show you how we do that. But let me get upstairs and where that other tree is soaking and get that the flocking cleaned off, and then I'll bring the tree down here and I'll show you how we snip it and cut it to make it look, and then we'll go from there, one step at a time. There's some spray painting involved, so again, you want to do that in a well-ventilated area. Currently, right now, it's nice and sunny outside. It's getting into the high 40s today. Spring, I think, finally showed up, so I'll be spray painting it outside. If you can't get it in a well-ventilated area, make sure you're wearing a respirator or have a spray booth thing that'll keep the paint fumes away from you and the particles out of your lungs, okay? So you don't want that. We get to that, of course. That'll happen outside, so you won't see that. You'll see the end result. Be right back. Okay, little camera adjustment here so you can see better what's going on. Now, all of the Christmas flocking, pretty much for the most part, is off. There's some here. Soak these for about 20 minutes in warm water. It also appears some of the dye comes off. The water was a little green when I dumped it. And if a lot of it does not come off, or it comes off pretty easy, it'll come off with your fingers, but I have a small, it's not wire, but it's a stiff bristle brush that I use sometimes, and I rub it until most everything comes off. And you can see pretty much the difference here. There we go. All right. Now, I'll take a pair of scissors here and pick a spot up near the top and start going around the tree and just kind of nipping some of this foliage off, okay? It's nipping it. You don't want the conical shape so much. I have a pine tree in my backyard. If I really wanted to see what I would, look at that, I'm going to take this. I'm trying to keep some of the glare down, but it's harder for me to see. So we just kind of want to go around here. It'll also help if Shop Kitty is right behind me on the seat. Make it easier to see if I put on my grandpa glasses, don't you think? Okay, so we just want to get rid of yeah, it's a pine tree shape. We all know what a pine tree looks like, right? But we want to take some of that out. Pine trees are not perfectly shaped like this. And you can take off as much or as little as you want and just kind of work your way down. Leave a big gap in there and another one there. This is still wet, so some of the old stuff is trying to stick. Chop it here, there, and we're just trying to make it not look quite so much. And you can do as much or as little of this as you want. Bruce even mentions that it's whatever you feel comfortable with doing. There's no rhyme or rhythm to it. You're just trying to make it look not so much like, this here. Okay, it already looks different. Okay, so I think I'm going to call that one good. Maybe there's a spot right there. The pine tree I have in the backyard has a big hole in one side where, the way the branches grew. And it's not your average, it's not your conical shaped tree like you think, and I want to get some of these down here. There we are. And I'm gonna probably call that good. Now, again, you can use spray paint of your choice, a green, a gray. You're going to be covering this with some ground cover stuff, and if you have commercial stuff. What I have done, and when we get in here, I took some of my sawdust ground covering and I ran it through. I have two different sieves here, and this is the finer of the two. So I took some of the ground cover I already had made and run through the bigger sieve, and I ran it through this one, the smaller one, the finer one, to get a finer ground cover. So we'll be using that. And of course, you can use spray adhesive of your choice, or you can do what I do, go to the dollar store, pick up some hairspray. This stuff works just fine. I will be right back. I'm going to give this a quick spray paint. I'm using a green, darker green color. But again, you can use gray, you can use a lighter green. You want a matte finish, you don't want a gloss, okay? You don't want gloss. Satin or matte is what you're looking for. And pretty much any color you want, you're going to cover it, but pine trees are mostly green, unless, of course, they're tamaracks in the fall, and then they're yellow. And I'm probably going to do a tamarack or two on my layout, and I have the yellowish ground cover over here. So I'm going to spray this. We'll be right back, and we will go from there. Okay, it's painted. And as Bruce says, you could stop right here. There's like 4 steps to making these. They're really, really simple. So easy the moose could do it. Okay. Now, the paint's not even dry yet, okay? So we're going to start at the top here. We're just going to drop this in little at a time, right over the Get this all kind of in one area. Now we're gonna starting to look pretty good, right? But we're not finished yet. I am gonna, some days the hands don't want to work so well. Today is one of those days. We're gonna get some of this. Again, you can use your any kind of spray adhesive of your choice. This is dollar store. You know, it works just as good. Also, I have a heater running. You don't want to spray this stuff into the heater. That would not be a smart thing to do. Start a good fire. So, still chilly in the basement here. Outside, the weather is decent. We got through the nor'easter okay. I think spring is finally on the way. Everybody says it'll be around May here. And it's finally, the ground is thawed and spring is kind of officially here. By then it's close to summer. But anyway. And there we have it. Now, I have heavier. I ran my ground cover sawdust flock through a finer mesh. I have some heavier stuff over here. So if you're not happy with how it looks, you could put some heavier stuff on it and fill it out a little more. But I think that looks pretty good, really, honestly. It does not look like this. And you can get just as carried away as you want. Chop big holes in it. You can do however you want to do it. It's as Bob Ross would say, it's your world, right? Do what you want. It's a happy little tree. So that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to these. I'll be making some more. They're really easy. I mean, this took me, not that long. You can whip a bunch of these out. I ordered these. They came in a pack of 30 from Walmart, and I ordered them online. And I've got some silver ones over there that I wasn't sure I was going to use, but I can spray paint them green and then do the flocking, and they'll look just fine. And like I said, I've got two different colors. I've got a lighter green one over there already posted, put near the cabin. And I have another one here that I've already done that you've seen, this one here. And then I have the big one I just finished. And of course, again, I could do a tamarack. Lived out west for many years. I haven't seen many tamaracks out here on the East Coast. But again, my railroad is fantasy. I do what I want. It's the whole point in doing the modeling thing, right? It's relaxing. It's fun. I'm still working on trees. You can see maybe there's one over here on the workbench I'm working on. There's another one, the regular trees. There's another one floating around here somewhere. And of course, I have this one is the biggest I currently have that I'm working on. And I will be messing with it some more. And of course, I have to glue this branch back up. It kind of took a fall. But I have these to finish here, a couple here, trim some of these back. This is probably closer to an actual O scale. If you want to scale trees, I thought, let me see how big a tree I can actually make. This is kind of what I came up with. And once I get it finished, of course, it'll have the root system. It'll have everything. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. I was just seeing how big I could make one of these. I have two, like I said, two others I'm currently working on. and they'll be going over here on the layout. I will have other trees around. This is kind of the rural setting over here on this side. Brookvale is the rural setting. So there'll be more trees here, less on the industrial city side, even though Castine, Maine was pretty rural in of its own self. But that's going to be the industry and apartment buildings and whatnot is going over there. Anyway, so it's kind of a short video today. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I give credit to Bruce and Jersey Highlands. Bruce, again, is his YouTube channel. I recommend going and checking his stuff out. He's very talented, and I like his work. So I decided to try his method of pine trees first, and it seems like the easiest one, easiest on my hands. A couple other people had, wire and string, or and it was a lot of work to it. And of course, the trees I'm making are already a lot of work and a lot really kind of hard on my hands. So these are probably going to be what I stick with. Soak them, get the flock off of them, trim them up a little bit, spray them, and hit them with some of the ground cover. And I'll probably have to make more ground cover, seeing as the trees that I have, but that's okay. I have lots of sawdust. So that's it for today. Really short video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, please like, subscribe so you don't miss any. And I'm always open to comments. I like comments. If you got constructive comments or you got a suggestion for me for it, I'm open to that. That'd be great. Next time I'll give you an update. When this video airs, my wife will just be getting back from Iowa. Her mother's having shoulder surgery. So she is flying out to Iowa to take care of her mother for a few days. And the cheapest flight, sadly, was she had to be 10 days out there. So she's leaving and flying back 10 days later. Yeah, so she's going to spend time with some of her friends and take care of her mother and then come home. So I probably will have some more videos shot before she gets home. But for now, this one covers the rest. This will come out at the end of the month, right about the time she's getting home. So I hope you enjoyed. Again, please like, subscribe, and bye for now.